And here's the final repair here. Luckily the worst of the warp part is covered by the wing, so that's kind of just dumb luck there. I'm going to 180 a lot of these areas where I got blocking scratches and get a lot of those out. And I might wire wheel some of these little pits out and just put a little more fill in there. And I'm going to get this back to the shop, get it primed and painted, and that's it. I got to dig out these still and just prep the rest of this part and mask it off. I've got to drill out that little rivet so I can slide this lock out and take that off too, and then she's pretty much ready. And I also, there was a scratch up on top of the lid here from a CB antenna base, I think, a magnetic thing, and I'm going to get that primed too, and then she will be ready, and then we can start putting this thing back together. Alright, she's pretty much ready for primer. I'm either going to bring some here and prime it, or just take it to the shop, prime it, and get it done. I'm not real happy that apparently this has been painted before, so in preparation, looks like they didn't prep it that well because it's got a bit of a shiny edge wherever I feathered out. So, I mean, it doesn't peel off. So I've run into paint jobs like that before, and the filler primer will usually hold that down. So we'll see what happens. If I have any trouble, I'll have to end up stripping the whole thing. Alright, it's another day, and hopefully that fly won't be there when I start priming. I decided I'd mixed up some primer at the shop and I brought it back here. Just going to do a little priming here. Moving this is too much of a pain. I might even paint it here, see how that works out. I just got to finish cleaning up this glue here from the emblem, and we'll get a little primer on these spots. What I did was I mixed up, I threw some primer in, I did it on the scale, and I just poured the hardener and a little reducer in there separately. I'm going to stir those up, get that activated. I also got a little tiny cap full of etch. I'm going to dust some of the bare steel. And I have this old Astro siphon feed gun, which used to lay down primer pretty nice, so I'm going to give that a shot. And if it doesn't, the only thing with this, it would clog up in here, so that's really easy. Just unplug that, and this thing, it hammers it down pretty good. Otherwise, I got my, I don't really want to use this for primer, but I have my Geo, which is still like new, with a 1.5 tip on it. I also have a 1.3 tip and cap ready to roll with a needle. But I think I'm going to give this a shot first, because I'm just laying down some primer. Not a lot either. I probably will still seal, so unless I have enough left to put a good coat on everything after, I'll probably seal. But right now I gotta blow this off. And oh yeah, I got a really cool sticker from Jev Chance. Thanks, buddy. And I got another one from 56 Ratbug. Another really cool sticker. Thanks, guys. I gotta get, as I'm pretty much running out of room here, I got to take that one, and that one, and get a little piece of white sheet metal, because those will go on that really good, and I'll just mount that separately. And then I'll have more room on this, because this is running out. Pretty cool. Alright, so time to mix up some primer here. Well, seeing as how I didn't set up a whole lot of primer, I found that there's a bit of primer at the bottom of this. I poured some thinner in here first to make sure it's still sprayed, and there's a bit that settles in there that doesn't spray, that the tube doesn't even pick up. So I'm gonna, where'd my other gun go? I just went with this gun with the etch primer and put that in, because I had a little tiny bit of that. And there's really no waste with a gravity feed gun, so I'll be using that gun. They're just a better design, even though I sprayed a lot out of these in the past, but you can't beat these. This is an older design. It's not as good as some of the newer guns, but it's still a pretty decent little gun. I just might try spraying some clear here this weekend with it. We'll see how it goes. Alright, I got my primer mixed up. I'm going to put it in this gun in a second. And first thing I'm going to do, because of the way this apparently has been painted before. I'm just going to dust these areas first and let it kind of settle on there. I don't want any chance of putting it on here heavy and having it pull these edges and kind of lift it, because then I'm pretty much have a big mess on my hand. So I'm going to go kind of dry with my, I'm going to dust the first coat, and I'm going to go a little drier, slightly wetter with the next coat, and then I'll put a few on. I might be able to prime this whole part, which would be good because I don't have to seal it, and I can just base it and clear it. I just might do it here over the weekend. It's going to be rainy, but I'll just lay a coat of base down and walk away. It can take as long as it wants to dry. It's just black. It's not like I'm dealing with metallics or anything. It'll take about 3 coats and then a couple shots of that clear, which will work just fine whether it's raining or not. All right. A little more pressure, I think. Not much more, though. That's going to take a few minutes. It's not, about 60 in here. That's not too bad. First coat just about flashed off. Yeah, I went in the house while this was flashing off, so I didn't have to smell it, and I checked there was some more mail in there. It looks like Tim's Beetle stopped by to watch too. Pretty cool. Thanks for stopping by, Tim's Beetle. Just about ready for coat number 2. It's looking a little better now that it's settling down. And third coat, I hammered the whole panel, and I used every last drop that I mixed, which is great. And I'm very tempted to just leave it here and spray it here this weekend. The parts that I painted already cover most of this, so even if it doesn't come out quite as good, it'll still be good. and I'll just buff it anyways. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I'm glad this got done without having to trailer it again, because that was a pain. That little Geo 92 spray gun, it's always worked good for me. Be interesting to see how it sprays waterborne.